The Taurus L, shown in the standard features program, is all the car many family buyers will ever need. It includes functional equipment such as power steering and brakes, gas pressurized struts and shocks, all-season radios, and a front stabilizer bar. It also includes standard comfort and convenient features normally found on optional decor packages. That makes Taurus L an uncommon value, quite apart from its ergonomics, efficiency, and front-wheel drive performance. Yet it's only one of the Taurus models available in 1986. But many buyers, especially young owners of imported cars, are interested in something a little more sporty and fun to drive. For them, Ford offers the Taurus MT5. Outside, it features blackout treatment on the pillars, color-coordinated rocker panel moldings, a body color grille, and tri-color tail lamps. Taurus also offers a power moonroof that functions several ways. It incorporates a built-in sunscreen for overhead illumination, a windscreen that tilts in back to control airflow, or it can be opened all the way for open-air driving. Inside, the MT5 includes reclining front bucket seats with adjustable headrests, richer carpeting, a secondary visor and visor mirrors on both sides, and a standard center console. The console not only provides a flip-up padded armrest, underneath is a spacious storage bin with a vinyl mat, plus provisions to hold coins and beverage containers. There's also an ashtray with a touch-to-open lid, storage for cassette tapes, and a courtesy light on the rear of the console. In back, MT5 provides integral rear seat headrests and a folding center armrest, map pockets, separate rear seat heat ducts, and a package tray storage bin. In front, there's an electronic digital clock, interval wipers, and an electronic seatbelt reminder chime. For greater operating convenience, MT5 includes a luxury steering wheel and a unique instrument cluster with a tachometer and trip odometer, which helps the driver monitor the operation of the 2.5-liter fuel-injected HSC engine, and standard 5-speed manual overdrive transaxle with a floor-mounted shifter and upshift indicator light. MT5 also features a standard rear stabilizer bar for better road holding in the corners. Altogether, the sporty MT5 represents an unusual choice in a 4-door sedan or wagon. But for even more functional capability and personal distinction, the next step up is the Taurus GL. The GL is equipped with the electronically fuel-injected 3-liter V6 engine and 4-speed automatic overdrive transaxle. It also features a unique body color grille in front. The windows have tinted glass, and the GL includes dual electric remote control side mirrors and larger P205 all-season radial tires. The rocker panel moldings are color coordinated to match the bumpers. The tail lamps feature a tri-color design, and passengers are surrounded with the luxury sound insulation package. Inside, GL offers a choice of either a split bench seat or buckets with a standard center console. Both seats have 4-way adjustable headrests and a reclining front passenger seat. GL also has richer carpeting, a secondary visor to shield the driver from both the front and side, and a pleasant seatbelt reminder chime. In back, GL provides map pockets and the added convenience of rear heat ducts under the front seats, integral headrests on the rear seats, as well as a folding center armrest. And there's a convenient storage bin molded into the package tray. For convenience, Taurus GL includes an electronic digital clock, a trip odometer, interval wipers, and an electronic stereo search radio that features full backlighting, electronic tuning that seeks up and down, a memory that stores 6 AM and 12 FM stations, plus separate bass and treble controls, and a sensitivity switch for local or distant stations. Taurus GL even has a special tie-down net in the trunk to prevent cargo from shifting on the way home. Bottom line, GL is intended to be a first-choice automobile. because it includes features American car buyers most frequently specify as options, and then some. It's expected to represent the highest volume of Taurus retail sales. Like the value-pack Taurus L and sporty MT5, the Taurus GL is designed to take on the best the world has to offer. But even that's not all there is to the 1986 Ford Taurus. For the buyer seeking uncompromised luxury, there's also the Taurus LX. And all these Taurus series are available in an equally innovative station wagon model. An automobile so distinctive, it will have much broader appeal than simply among buyers who need the functional utility of a wagon. Taurus LX wagons and sedans, as well as many special Taurus options, are so unique, they're the subject of other segments of this program. For now, simply remember that the Taurus has something to offer all segments of the family car market. For 1986, Taurus was designed with best-in-class objectives. In many cases, it is the class. For some people, getting from point A to point B is more than just a means toward an end. That search for excellence begins with design that's absolutely state-of-the-art, that surpasses conventional ideas through new technology and new materials, achieving a fine edge of performance, not through brute force, but by honing each detail for maximum efficiency. It continues with a development process of painstaking testing, redesign, and more testing, going far beyond basic needs, beyond the point where the competition calls it quits. It follows through with production geared toward quality, with uncompromising manufacturing processes, machines more precise than human hands, and craftsmen who are involved enough to stand up and say, "I made that." But for some people, even that's not enough. Even with a product that leaps over everything else on the market, there are still those special features which make personal transportation more personal. Those are the people for whom Ford offers the Taurus LX, the ultimate in Taurus luxury and distinction when personal transportation hits the road. In 1986, getting from point A to point B never looked so good. Taurus LX offers the distinctive exterior components of the GL, such as a high series grille, cornering lamps, and color-coordinated body-side cladding. Also featured are dual electric mirrors, tinted glass, the blackout pillar treatment, and tri-color tail lamps. The total look is understated, elegant, in the tradition of fine European road cars. And the features luxury car buyers expect are standard on LX. Convenience features like the light group, the lock group, and power side windows. All controls are tactile, located on the driver's door panel, which is also fully trimmed in luxury cloth. Comfort features, including a choice of either split bench or bucket seats with a console. Both seat choices are covered in a unique new style. Both have four-way adjustable headrests and power-adjustable lumbar support, with optional six-way power adjustment available. In back, there are standard arm and headrests similar to the GL, a large storage bin in the package tray, with map pockets on the back of the front seats and separate heat ducts for greater rear passenger comfort. There are two covered side storage bins in the trunk to keep small items secure, as well as a cargo net to tie down bulky cargo such as grocery bags. Also in the trunk is a unique convenience kit, which includes equipment like a flashlight, a towel, an orange vinyl rain poncho, replacement bulb, tire pressure gauge, and distress flag, all standard. But it's from the driver's point of view that the extra attention to detail really becomes obvious on Taurus LX. Both front visor mirrors are illuminated, and there are dual secondary visors, so the driver and front passenger can be shielded from side glare. A standard tilt steering column permits individual adjustment, standard air conditioning maintains proper temperature in the driver's environment. And like GL, Taurus LX features an electronic AM/FM stereo search radio with 4 speakers, a trip odometer, electronic digital clock, and interval windshield wipers. As a further convenience on LX, an automatic parking brake release activates whenever the car is shifted into drive. But as pleasant as LX is to sit in, the Taurus LX was meant to be driven. LX includes all of the standard ride, handling, and performance features found on the Taurus GL, plus the 3-liter V6 engine, automatic overdrive transaxle, and a standard rear stabilizer bar. And like all Taurus models, there are important options available for LX, which makes it even more functional, comfortable, or convenient to operate. Most drivers, for example, find speed control contributes to greater comfort on the highway. With Taurus, all controls are located right on the wheel and can be identified by touch to assist nighttime use. Same with the optional rear window defroster, an InstaClear windshield defroster, which has an electronic heating element that clears the windshield faster and more efficiently than a forced air system. The sound system may be enhanced by the addition of a cassette player with program search, power antenna, or the 6-speaker premium sound system. Just about every other option you can name is available, from a leather-wrapped steering wheel to cast aluminum or styled road wheels, from keyless to illuminated entry. But Taurus also offers several state-of-the-art options not found on many competitors, because their features Ford's worldwide technical resources help perfect. The electronic instrument cluster, for example, it features a digital speedometer and odometer, electronic tach with a segmented scale, and mechanical fuel and temperature gauges. When the car is started up, a diagnostic system scanner checks for low oil or fuel levels, doors which might be ajar, burned out lamps, or low washer fluid. Underway, the TripMinder computer continuously calculates average trip or instantaneous fuel economy, distance to empty, or cumulative trip distance. The system even incorporates a speed alarm, and it remembers when it's time for scheduled maintenance. Or there's an electronic climate control system. It automatically maintains selected temperature with a sensor that compensates for the amount of sunlight coming through the glass. There's a manual override for blower mode selection and an infinitely variable rotary fan control. When the electronic instrument cluster is also ordered, the system provides a digital display of inside or outside temperature in either Fahrenheit or Celsius. Not every Taurus buyer will be interested in all these features, only those seeking something truly unusual in personal transportation. But when luxury counts as much as performance, few automobiles in the world have as much to offer as Taurus LX.
I was impressed with the styling on the Taurus. I thought the aerodynamics of flush windows are a neat deal.
Well, the Ford, definitely just the look really caught my eye. It was immediately attractive.
Because it's just the looks, the appointments, the technology inside.
It kind of surprised me. I thought at first it was some kind of a European import. The design is quite different.
Maybe I should just summarize by saying I should have waited a year to buy my Audi 5000.
Those are just a few comments made by consumers about Ford's new Taurus at pre-introduction evaluation test drives. Other responses were equally as positive, and that enthusiasm has also been echoed in the press. Perhaps you saw the cover stories. Road and Track predicted Taurus would have an enormous impact on the public. And Car and Driver's first impression was that it must be a show car. They called it a stunning design. And I can assure you that achievement was purely intentional. You're looking at some of the most remarkable automobiles in the world. Well, parts of them anyway. Here, one of the best riding suspensions from an American sedan. Next to that, one of the world's most responsive steering systems from a European touring car. Some of the industry's most comfortable seats, the most ergonomic instrument panel, and the most efficient climate control system. These and hundreds of other components were identified through a series of exhaustive studies undertaken by Ford engineers. They were used as the design objectives for Taurus. After 5 years and nearly $3 billion spent on design and development, Taurus has met or exceeded nearly all of its best-in-class objectives. It's important for you to appreciate that fact, but don't misunderstand. It does not mean that Taurus beats every car on the road in every attribute, which in many cases are mutually exclusive. There may be a competitor with marginally better fuel economy, for example, or one slightly faster off the line. But the best-in-class design philosophy does say that Ford designers and engineers did not tie their hands going in. The result is an automobile which can stand up to the best the world has to offer. Yet Taurus is priced to be competitive with the most popular American mid-size sedans. Another important point to remember is that Ford did not simply copy outstanding components from around the world. If that was the case, the design would have been greatly simplified. Instead, by achieving an overall design which exceeds features on some of the best cars in the world, Taurus pushed many specific components well beyond the old state-of-the-art. A case in point is Taurus's front-wheel drive powertrain. Ford engineers developed better ways to isolate the next-generation fuel-injected engines from the body for less noise, vibration, and harshness. They developed new electronic controls for the next-generation automatic overdrive transaxles, resulting in smoother shifting and no scheduled maintenance. They developed unique four-wheel independent suspension systems to better control the car's dynamic forces. They virtually eliminated torque steer. The point is, in optimizing one component on Taurus, Ford engineers inevitably affected a host of others. To implement the best-in-class in design philosophy required that the entire car be designed as a totally integrated process. So Ford took a completely new approach called Team Taurus, which prevented any single stage of development from occurring in a vacuum. Right from the start, Team Taurus solicited input from consumers, designers, engineers, marketeers, manufacturing technicians, and Ford dealers to help ensure a total product integrity. With the introduction of Taurus, that integrity is clearly reflected in a unified design based upon the real needs of drivers and passengers, with consistent quality resulting from the most intensive automated assembly techniques Ford has ever utilized, and a host of unique and singularly thoughtful features wherever you look on the car. Team design was also extremely cost-efficient, which is ultimately reflected in pricing. In fact, the team approach worked so well on Taurus, it will be used on all future Ford products as well. And to that extent, Taurus really is futuristic. But for your purposes, it suffices that no product in your showroom has ever been more ideal for a strong feature-benefit sales presentation. People love to talk about this car, and that will be obvious the first time a Taurus prospect walks through the door.
Well, I was very impressed with it.
I liked it very much.
I like the interior, the lines, and the handling. Very nice. Sleek, modern, smooth lines. Very nice.
Of course, styling is always something of a double-edged sword. You can only rationalize it up to the point where the customer decides he or she either likes it or does not. But since styling is the first thing Taurus customers will become aware of, you should be prepared to use it as a springboard to get your sales presentation going. The obvious fact that Taurus looks very little like the boxy competitors which dominate the mid-size segment need not concern you. You don't build a car that looks like the rest of the pack unless you're satisfied to run with him. The whole point with Taurus was to provide a genuine alternative. Some time ago, Ford made a commitment to give consumers a clear choice, providing products that were unavailable from any other manufacturer. More than anything else, that commitment has expressed itself in terms of the sleek, aerodynamic styling, which has become something of a Ford trademark. Taurus simply takes the concept one step further, offering all the advantages of airflow management to the vast market of family car buyers. If the exterior looks better than it has to, well, that's entirely in keeping with the features your customers will find beneath the skin. As one Ford engineer put it, Taurus was a project engineers always dream about working on. No detail was too small to overlook. In fact, there's a story behind virtually every bracket and screw on the car. But from a selling standpoint, the net result is a product that's simply more user-friendly, loaded with best-in-class ideas. Many are so subtle, Taurus buyers will discover them only after living with the car over a period of weeks or months. Others are so innovative, they're obvious the first time you get inside, as these consumers found out. Bear in mind, they had no idea what cars they were actually looking at in the focus group sessions.
You know, the dash, it's got a futuristic look to it, so I like that very much.
I love the way it looks. I love your digital instrumentation.
The seat was fantastic, the driver's seat.
The seats were comfortable.
The seats are beautiful.
You almost have the impression you're sitting in a cockpit.
All the controls are within reach.
A lot of cars make an exciting first impression, but it's quite another thing to stand up to a detailed product presentation or a comprehensive test drive. The functional components all feel right. The powertrain is perfectly balanced. The steering has a predictable linear response. And the suspension provides all-day comfort without sacrificing the important feedback drivers need to assess road conditions. The result is a level of performance and handling control capable of impressing even expert drivers like Jackie Stewart, who said Taurus was one car which had no vices. Yet Taurus's interior also represents the most ergonomic intensive design of any Ford car ever built. Not simply the seats, but also the controls, the instrumentation, the visibility, and the amenities. Even the standard Taurus L is generously trimmed and equipped. This kind of attention to detail is due to Taurus's strong driver orientation, an advantage usually associated with expensive performance machines. There's no question that can be a strong selling point for some prospects.
I like the workmanship. I thought the workmanship was excellent in it.
I think my impression is that of all the American manufacturers, I think Ford is definitely ahead.
I just like the idea that the company definitely seems to be responsive to what people want and need.
I thought the Taurus is really a radical departure, and in my opinion, that really could be the look of the 90s for you. I think it'll do very well.
High quality, outstanding ergonomics, efficient performance, and a high level of standard equipment all add up to greater value, which is certain to come as a pleasant surprise for prospects initially attracted by Taurus's contemporary styling. Taurus sedan has room for 6 passengers when equipped with front flight or split bench seats. And compared with the best-selling cars in the segment, GM's A-body cars, Taurus has more hip and shoulder room all around, as well as greater knee clearance and legroom in back. Taurus also beats GM models in trunk room on the sedan and in cargo volume on the Wagon, which can accommodate up to 8 passengers with the optional rear seat. In fact, the Taurus Wagon has so many unique feature advantages that it has to be the most convenient and versatile wagon your prospects have ever seen. Yet its styling is so distinctive, it will appeal far beyond the traditional family wagon market. It's expected many people will buy it simply because they prefer to, quite apart from the additional room it provides. Indeed, the term station wagon does not begin to do justice to this automobile. It's a do-anything car, and you should avoid a wagon mindset when dealing with interested prospects. If your image of the typical wagon buyer is that of a suburban housewife going for the groceries, or the family traveling cross-country on a vacation, think again. True, those buyers will find a lot more convenience and attention to detail with Taurus than they may be used to, but that kind of style and versatility can appeal to just about anyone these days. It would be perfect as a company car for salespeople, for example, or as a people mover for hotel staffs, for anyone interested in a vehicle like Taurus, where form so closely relates to function.
I like the jump seat and the back storage.
I would have seriously considered buying the Taurus Wagon as opposed to the Volkswagen Quantum that I bought.
Most of your wagons, generally, in my opinion, are family rattle traps, and that certainly didn't fit that category, so I was impressed with that particular car.
That's why the Wagon could potentially account for up to 40% of all Taurus production. And that should be a strong indication of how much emphasis salespeople should place on this exciting car. As with all other Taurus models, your presentation should stress functional advantages and driver-oriented features. Because like the other Taurus models, the Taurus Wagon takes the concept of personal transportation far beyond the standards set by other competitors. Let's take a closer look at the Taurus competition. The General Motors entries represent nearly 60% of all car sales in the upper middle segment, but you cannot ignore the import competitors, which total about 13% of the segment. But if it seems this market segment has become very crowded, that's because the potential rewards are so great. With crossovers to Taurus from the small, large, and middle specialty segments, the upper middle segment could account for up to 2 million new car sales this year. Even though Taurus is a brand new nameplate, its very newness, its difference, gives it an opportunity to make an enormous impact on Ford's total share of this market. It is the only product which can take on both import and domestic competition on their own merits. But to take advantage of that opportunity, you have to understand what buyers are looking for in this market. According to the National New Car Buyers Study, the 5 most important buying reasons for this segment are durability, a well-made car, ease of handling, riding comfort, and value. It's also interesting to note that outright horsepower is well down in the list of motivations. Apparently, upper middle buyers prefer to define performance as handling control and finesse, which, like quality, is a function of sophisticated design rather than brute force. So far, Taurus seems to be right on the mark. Taurus buyers are expected to average somewhat on the younger end of the scale. Like most upper middle buyers, they have high incomes, which reflects the fact that a large percentage are college educated, and by far the greatest percentage are married. Of course, average demographics are just that. You should not stereotype any unmarried prospect over 47 as a non-Taurus buyer, for example. Taurus provides everything the LTD buyer wants as well, and the LTD median age is 60. But if you study the figures more carefully, you'll see that they do point out an overall trend. The upper middle segment is beginning to change with the lifestyles of the young, upwardly mobile professionals we've all been hearing so much about in recent years. The upper middle segment is becoming more clearly the norm for the American middle class. Because they are the trendsetters, and because their tastes traditionally have been strongly import-oriented, that fact has enormous implications for car sales over the next decade. Taurus injects an uncommon level of excitement in what, frankly, has been a rather dull selection of products. Yet even though Taurus makes other mid-sized competitors look distinctly old-fashioned, it also provides the benefits and good handling performance, along with great room, riding comfort, and operating convenience. Taurus is the new flagship of the division, the best embodiment yet of Ford's people-first philosophy, world-class in virtually every comparison. But don't just take my word for it.
Great.
Very good.
Modern.
Excellent. Unique.
Fantastic.